What's up, guys? When you support a really bad team, you just come to accept that their year may never come. On the flip side, it's championship or bust every year for teams that always win. And then you have some teams that always seem to get their fans' hopes up during the regular season, only to fall short in playoff time on an annual basis. I'm Jason Biondo, and today we present 10 sport teams who always say this is our year, but fail every time. Also, make sure to subscribe to TPS and put on your notifications, because we post videos every single day. Every day's a new video, so you have to subscribe. Go do it right now. And a big shout out to Frans Paihonen for suggesting this video. Thank you, Frans. That's a really interesting last name. I don't know how to say that, but I hope I did well. Number 10, Oklahoma City Thunder. Those poor fans in OKC. The Thunder were embarrassed by the Miami Heat in the 2012 NBA Finals, but everybody could have sworn that it was only the beginning for Kevin Durant, James Harden, and Russell Westbrook's run of dominance. But oh wait, they ended up trading Harden to the Houston Rockets, and hey look, Durant ruined all the fun of basketball by signing with the Golden State Warriors in 2016. Oh wow, and now Russell Westbrook carries this team to the playoffs every year, only for the Thunder to go home in round one? Man, just think about 2013, 14, 15, and 16. The Thunder were supposed to win it all one of those years. They got to the Western Conference Finals in 2014 and 16, but fell both years. OKC doesn't need a reminder about blowing a 3-1 lead to the 73-win Warriors in 2016 either. All those years of the Thunder saying this is our year, and it just never happened. Thunder fans won't be saying those words until this team finally learns how to get past the first round again. Number 9, Atlanta Falcons. The city of Atlanta hasn't had much to celebrate sports-wise in the 21st century. Every year, the good fans get excited about a potential Super Bowl parade, but it never, ever happens. Ever since the Falcons drafted Matt Ryan in 2008, the fans have been confident that this guy would lead them to a Super Bowl championship. But it's just been constant heartbreak in Atlanta. They were the NFC's top seed in 2010 and 2012. Atlanta went home in the divisional round and NFC championship game in each of those 2 years respectively. And must we remind you about Super Bowl 51, blowing a 28-3 lead and losing to Tom Brady's New England Patriots? Talk about a real heartbreaker. Atlanta thought they had learned from their mistakes and would win it all the following year. Nope. The Philadelphia Eagles eliminated them in the divisional round. The Falcons entered 2018 as a favorite to win the Super Bowl once again, but too many injuries led to a down year and they wound up missing the postseason. At this rate, even the most loyal Falcons fans have probably stopped saying this is our year, because anytime they get their hopes up, this franchise finds a way to blow it and let the fans down. And honestly, I think the Super Bowl was just the peak of it. I don't think you can't get worse than that. I'm just saying. At least the Braves are a powerhouse in the making. Hopefully it's their year next year. Who knows? Number 8, Toronto Maple Leafs. The Leafs last won the Stanley Cup in 1967. Between 1968 and 2018, it's safe to say that a large portion of Toronto fans said that it was their year at least 30 times. But here we are over a half-century later, and it still hasn't been the Maple Leafs' year. Not once. The great Matt Sundin couldn't take them to the promised land during those successful years in the 90s and 2000s. The Maple Leafs then endured a 9-year playoff drought before returning in 2013. So of course, the passionate Leafs fans were quite convinced 2014 would be their year. And nope. Toronto missed the playoffs. Maple Leafs fans had to endure embarrassing years in 2015 and 2016 as well. But they got back to the postseason in 2017 and 2018, only to be eliminated in the first round both times. Oh, Toronto. When will it ever be your year to hoist a Stanley Cup again? You now have Austin Matthews and John Tavares to build around. I mean, try to win one. Tavares couldn't do it with the Islanders. And look at us now. We don't really need you. We're doing great this season. Right, Tavares? Number 7, Washington Nationals. The Nats racked up winning seasons every year from 2012 to 2018. This included 4 NL East Division championships. Bryce Harper was your 2015 NL MVP winner. Max Scherzer won 2 NL Cy Young awards over that span. What wasn't there to like about the Nationals? Oh, only the fact that this group hasn't won a playoff series since relocating to DC. They endured heartbreaking NLDS losses in 2012, 2014, 2016, and 2017. All ended in terrible fashion, blowing big or late leads in a decisive Game 5 in 3 of those series. I mean, when the Nationals signed Scherzer before the 2015 season, Harper simply proclaimed, "Where's my ring?" Not here, Bryce. Try another team. Nationals ownership got so fed up that they kept changing managers in hopes of reversing their fortunes. Davey Johnson couldn't do it. Matt Williams couldn't do it. The legendary Dusty Baker was let go after back-to-back division titles. Davey Martinez couldn't do it in his first year on the job. The Nationals have convinced themselves for years that every year is well, their year. Instead, every year is simply not the Nationals' year. NL East rivals in the Atlanta Braves and Philadelphia Phillies look like up-and-coming juggernauts. So yeah, the future is quite bleak for baseball in DC. Number 6, Los Angeles Chargers. 2006 really felt like the year of the Chargers, and they had the NFL's best record at 14-2. Running back LaDainian Tomlinson won the MVP award, but a series of errors cost the Chargers dearly as the New England Patriots eliminated them in the divisional round of the playoffs. A year later, the Chargers lost to the Pats in the AFC title game. In 2008, the Pittsburgh Steelers sent the Chargers packing in the divisional round yet again. But 2009 totally felt like the year of the Chargers. That year, San Diego went 13-3, but a rookie QB named Mark Sanchez shocked the Chargers in the divisional round. What a surprise. Then there was 2010. The Chargers entered the season as Super Bowl favorites. Best offense and defense in the NFL, and yet they missed the playoffs. 2018 felt like the Chargers' year once again. They went 12-4 and even beat the Ravens in Baltimore during the wild card round. Then Phillip Rivers unraveled in Foxborough, and the Patriots easily sent the Chargers packing in the divisional round. The relocation to Los Angeles hasn't changed the Chargers' fortunes. They're all hype, little action. This team just lets their long-suffering fans down every year. How many times has the average fan or pundit called it the Chargers' year? Well, we stopped doing it years ago. No more being duped, people. It's not gonna happen. Number 5, San Jose Sharks. Few NHL teams can match the dominance of the San Jose Sharks, who have made the playoffs all but 1 year between 2004 and 2019. They only missed it in 2015, but have always been a Stanley Cup contender otherwise. It's easy to understand why Sharks fans have called it their year for much of the 21st century. With future Hall of Famers in Joe Thornton and Brent Burns leading the way, the San Jose team should have won multiple cups by now. But Joe Pavelski and Logan Kutcher have been studs as well. And don't forget how great Dan Boyle and Patrick Marleau were. But nope, the Sharks only made the Stanley Cup Finals in 2016, and the Pittsburgh Penguins brushed them aside in 6 games. Other than that, the Sharks have endured constant playoff meltdowns and failed to get the job done every year. The thing is, many folks like to write them off every year. They expect the Sharks to miss the playoffs, but they always get in, only to suddenly let the fans down. It's just not going to be their year. At this point, you have to simply think that it will never be the Sharks' year. Not with this core. They've had over a decade to get the job done, and it hasn't panned out. Number 4, Toronto Raptors. When the Vince Carter era ended, the Raptors endured nearly a full decade of mediocrity, but DeMar DeRozan and Kyle Lowry changed that in 2014, leading Toronto to a surprise Atlantic Division title. The Raptors have since become an annual playoff team. Between 2014 and 2018, only the Cleveland Cavaliers and Boston Celtics could brag about having more success in the East than Toronto. But yeah, the problem with the Raptors is that whenever we think it's their year, they falter. This group only advanced to the conference finals once between 2014 and 18. The Cavaliers swept them in the second round of the 2017 and 18 postseason. It's not good. The Raptors got so fed up with their playoff shortcomings that head coach Dwayne Casey was fired in 2018, while DeRozan was sent to the San Antonio Spurs in a blockbuster deal that brought Kawhi Leonard to Toronto. The Raptors have been saying it's their year for a while. Well, LeBron James is no longer in the East, thankfully. If they don't do anything with Leonard leading the way, then the fans have to stop saying it's their year. He's their final glimmer of hope in actually making it Toronto's year. Number 3, Minnesota Vikings. Perhaps no sports team has endured more heartbreak in history than the Minnesota Vikings. Think about the Fran Tarkenton-led team of the 70s that dropped 3 Super Bowl contests. Think about Gary Anderson's miss in the 1998 NFC Championship game. Think about Blair Walsh's miss in the 2015 wildcard round. Oh my god, it just goes on and on. There have been so many great Vikings teams over the past 50 years, but it's been all for nothing. All of these squads that had the ability to win a championship, and they never did. Take 2018 for example. A year after reaching the NFC Championship game, Minnesota gave Kirk Cousins an $84 million contract to take them to the next level. He struggled big time, and the Vikings wound up missing the playoffs. You see where we're going with this? The Vikings always let their fans down just when folks in the Gopher State brace themselves for a Super Bowl parade. Too many wins and dominant teams throughout history, but also too many crushing playoff losses, and way too many non-Super Bowl seasons. Will it ever be their year? The fans are wondering. They're praying. Answered their prayers. Number 2, Los Angeles Dodgers. Unbelievable. 6 straight trips to the postseason from 2013 to 2016. 4 appearances in the NLCS, back-to-back World Series trips in 2017 and 18, and what has it added up to? Oh yeah, no championships for the Dodgers. It's amazing. They only had the league's best pitcher in Clayton Kershaw, a ridiculously large payroll that often exceeds $200 million, and some other all-star talents. Matt Kemp and Justin Turner are just a few that come to mind. Dodgers ownership is devoted to a title. title, which is why they always spend gross amounts of money to recruit stars. But the Dodgers just can't get the job done, even though every year seems like it might be their year. The Dodgers seemingly got over the hump when they reached the World Series in 2017, only to lose to the Houston Astros in 7 games. A year later, the Boston Red Sox embarrassed them in 5 games. Dodgers, come on, it's taking too long. The fans have been saying it's your year for a while now. You gonna do something about that or not? Number 1, Dallas Cowboys. The Cowboys haven't won the Super Bowl since the 1995 season. That's also the last time America's team played in a conference championship game. Yet owner Jerry Jones and the millions of Cowboys fans are optimistic that every year will be their year. Why do you think people love hating on the Cowboys? It's so much fun watching this team fall short of expectations every year. Cowboys fans always think it's going to be their time to win the Super Bowl again, but this team only has 4 playoff wins since the 1996 season. They haven't recorded back-to-back playoff appearances since 2006 and 07. Are you sure it's supposed to be your year every year, Cowboys fans? Dak Prescott, Ezekiel Elliott, and Amari Cooper give Cowboys fans a lot to hope for in the future. But for a quarter century now, we've been laughing at the fans who promise another Super Bowl on an annual basis. Guess that's kinda expected after they got used to winning so much in the 70s and 90s. Well, get with the Cowboys fans. We're in the 21st century, where death, taxes, and the Cowboys not winning the Super Bowl are the only 3 guarantees in life. Which other sports teams always say this is our year, but fail every time? Join us in the comment section below. Make sure to follow myself and Total Pro Sports on social media. We post great content all the time. Great content, like all the time. You gotta go check us out. At least go check out our profiles. Like, give it a look. Be like, ah, dope Instagram, dope tweet, follow. That's all you gotta do. And you'll be entertained even more. If you like this video, make sure to give it a like. It takes 1 click right down below, right there. Just click it, really quick. Clickety-click. Go do it. If this is your first time around TPS, make sure to subscribe because we post videos every single day. Every day is a new video, so you have to subscribe. It's a great idea. Go do it. Of course, thanks so much for watching. I'm Jason Biondo, and I'll see you next time.
On my knee.